This is Vita E here, she, her, hers. Welcome to the first installment of Tea Time, where we sip tea and we have a talk about very, very important things in the world today and all the type of stuff that's going on. So, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about today is this conference, this very powerful conference that I went to in Chicago, Illinois, known as INCITE's Color of Violence 4. This is a conference that's been going on for quite a bit of time now. So let's talk a little bit about what INCITE is. INCITE is an organization that is known as Women, Gender Non-Conforming, and Trans People of Color Against Violence. It is a national organization of radical feminists of color advancing a movement to end violence against women of color and our communities through direct action, critical dialogue, and grassroots organizing. That was pulled from the program that I got while I was at COV4, also known as Color of Violence 4. So they go on to say, when we say women of color and trans people of color, we mean people of color who experience violence and who identify as women, transgender, queer, gender non-conforming, two-spirit, lesbian, bisexual, bulldaggers, aggressives, dykes, gay butch, studs, genderqueer, and those whose experiences are generally marginalized by movements resisting violence. We lift up the important work already being done by trans people within the INCITE network. Some INCITE chapters and affiliates already support trans people of color leadership and are working to integrate a gender justice analysis into every aspect and work of our work in organizational culture. It also goes on to say that we identify violence against women, gender non-conforming, and trans people of color as a combination of violence directed at communities, such as police, war, violence, colonialism, violence with community, and violence within communities such as sexual and domestic violence. This is a very, very informative idea of what INCITE does and what it has been doing, and also the fact, also the inclusiveness of the organization. This organization right now is entering its 15th year, and what's really important to note about that is that means this work has been getting done for a really long time. There have been some strides, of course, but as always, we know that there's more work to continue. So now just getting into a little bit of what Color of Violence 4 was about. Color of Violence 4 was a 3-day series of panels, of workshops. Some of the people that were at this conference were very, very, very active leaders in the work against state allowed violence, against domestic violence, and the underrepresentation of women of color, trans people of color, gender non-conforming people of color, pretty much throughout the world. One of which being our keynote speaker, Angela Davis. Yeah, that was a really overwhelming moment, and I'm so happy that I got to see it. Due to rules involving the conference, and out of respect for the privacy and the confidentiality of some people at this conference, I definitely want to mention that I was not able to get a ton of video footage. There were a lot of sensitive discussions. I was one of those people who cried a lot during the conference because there were just so many things, there's so much information that we don't know about. Certain things have just been going under the radar for entirely too long, which is the purpose of what INCITE is about. Some of the footage that's going to come up is more of like social footage. This is just a little bit of a taste of some of the things that happen. Check it out. We're coming from Color of Violence 4 INCITE Transformations. We're going to make some big changes today. Stay tuned.
Story. Familia. Food. Love.
Yeah.
Trans youth matter. Trans youth matter. Trans youth matter. Trans youth matter. Trans youth matter.
We don't meet again in this lifetime. You'll think of me sometime.
I want you to know that as I leave the hotel and as I leave Chicago, that and as I leave you all, and I bid you well on your journeys. I bid you well in your lives, and I see you, I love you, and I lift you, and I wish you all, until we see each other again, I wish you all the best of lives in the meantime. Peace. Oh, didn't see you there. Hello. That was just a little bit of what was going on in the conference while I was there. I met a lot of wonderful people, did a lot of wonderful networking, and actually, as you can see in the video, had quite a bit of fun as well. For those of us who had that first meeting at INCITE, there's definitely an awareness now that the work is still just really in its baby stages. Even after 15 years of being an organization, we still have so much to do, because an empowered society is an educated one, and it's really, really important that we do our part, not only as activists, but as financial backers to keep movements like this alive. It's really, really important that we do that. Be sure to like this video if you liked this video. Subscribe below, and share this video to anyone who you think may need it, anyone who you think may want it. I see you, I love you, I lift you. This is Vita from Tea Time. Peace.